And again, not many free throws from either of these teams today. All the way back at the beginning of the contest, Trey Davis missed a couple of free throws in the first minute. This is the next free throw since then, all the way at the 8-minute mark of the second half. And Marshall completes the Anthony completes the three-point play.
This is a referee's holiday game. Everybody play and have a good time.
Spoken like an old coach. And Richmond's largest lead at 4 points. Casey Hill's three rims out. And the Spiders have the rebound.
Boy, there was more red jerseys around the rim that time.
This is a Richmond team that beat Florida for whatever it's worth 4 years ago. Same coaches, not really the same players, and they did so in a game in the 50s. Anthony again, and that rims out for him, in and out. Prather has the board. The Gators have dominated the glass, but they can't make the threes with any kind of consistency. Frazier will try it again, and he hits that one. Michael Frazier's the only guy making threes today for Florida.
Well, they need to set him up and get the ball in his hands because he's got that feel. He knows he's got it going. He's in the zone, so to speak.
And Frazier now with 18 in the game to lead all scorers. Allen had it rejected. Florida wants to run, but Richmond's back. Prather is the trailer. They can retake the lead on this possession. Here's Frazier, and that's an air ball.
Yeah, we're at a critical point at 6:23. Gators down 3. Coach Donovan wants to make sure they get a good shot here.
Well, and can you say enough about the job that Chris Mooney has done? We get another look at them spreading the floor and finding Derek Williams down low.
Yeah, just a little pass from the top. Florida's 2-3 defense came out a little bit, opened up the middle. Middle man on the 2-3 down low, didn't step up into the big hole, and the point guard found the spot down there inside.
And can you say enough about Chris Mooney being able to mix up what they're doing on defense? His team has hung in. Again, Florida had a 7-point first half lead. They never let them get too far away, and then began to make shots late in the first half and at the beginning of the second half to stay in the game.
They've hit some shots. The big men, you see more red jerseys around the rim when the shots are going up. So the big men are more involved, and they're handling Florida's trap and pressure at half court.
Florida with a win on this home court against Kansas back in December. 22-game home win streak. A Richmond program that was in the NCAA tournament as a foul is called with the shot clock winding down. A foul will go on Kendall Anthony. That's only the 4th team foul on Richmond, but this is a Richmond program that went to the Sweet 16 in 2011, also in the NCAA tournament in 2010.
Trying to get Frazier off the double screen.
And they love to play ugly, for lack of a more apt description. Keep the low score, and they've done so. Mission accomplished into the final 6 minutes here in Gainesville. Finney-Smith to Wilbekin, a nice head fake. Floater goes down for Scotty Wilbekin, and the senior from right here in Gainesville with a big hoop.
Just when you think he's done something that isn't good, he turns around and does something that's really great.
Lindsey had it slapped away, a little out of control. They harass him. Richmond still wants to bleed that shot clock below 10, and they will.
Yep, Chris Mooney saying settle, settle, settle. Barking out instructions. Now they'll start their movement.
Davis. And I don't know that the big fellow Williams knows the shot clock. Lindsey does. That's forced. It's never going to get there, and Patrick Young has it. Nice D by the Gators. They come the other way with Prather. Oh, what a move.
What a great spin move to the baseline.
And that gives Florida the lead back.
Prather ran the floor, got the ball, took a dribble, spin move into the middle of the lane, laid it in sweet.
And now the Gators look to lock down on D. And that goes for Nelson Ododa.
Ododa with a great answer to Prather's great move. Richmond's not backing down.
Back up by 1, and that silences the crowd after that fantastic move by Casey Prather. Now Florida resets here. Every possession will become valuable. Young got bumped, and that goes down. Will they count it? Yes, they will. TJ Reeves and Tom Mosca back with you at the O'Connell Center in Gainesville, and Florida out to an early 6-3 advantage against the pesky Richmond Spiders out of the Atlantic 10. This team was in the Sweet 16 a couple of years ago. One of the top teams every year in the Atlantic 10, and they turned the ball over. And early on in this game, what do you see out of Richmond?
Richmond's 1 for 6 from the field in the first 5 minutes. And, you know, they've expelled a lot of energy trying to get to the rim and trying to get the open shot, and it hasn't worked out very well for them so far.
The Gators have Casey Hill, a 6'1 freshman, into the game, running the point. Out there with Wilbekin. Wilbekin, a suspension earlier in the year. Patrick Young getting a rest at this stage for Florida. And the Gators are deliberate on this possession. Hill to Michael Frazier. And a 15-footer goes down for Frazier, who averages 11 a game.
That was excellent ball movement on the perimeter. Take the extra pass, opens up Michael Frazier for the shot.
And Florida out to an 8-3 advantage. Again, Richmond can only dictate tempo, etc., if they're able to get some kind of offensive output. Terry Allen out front. Cedric Lindsey, the senior, has been quiet so far. Averages 19 a game. 8 on the shot clock. Lindsey really forced that, and Florida clears. Finney-Smith. They look to work it back down low. Prather down to Finney-Smith, and Florida will remain patient. Gators dump inside to Prather. Wilbekin for 3, and that's off the mark. And Richmond saves it. Florida got a pretty good look that time, Coach.
Yes, they did. They were patient enough. Great pass down to the baseline.
On the baseline for Richmond, Terry Allen draws the foul. We'll see if they call that one on the floor. It will be out of bounds situation for Richmond, and the Gators will bring big Patrick Young back in. Derek Williams for Richmond. Big body out of Harlem, New York. Wayne Sparrow, a junior out of Baltimore, has checked in for Chris Mooney's team. And again, they love to spread the floor, run the back cuts, etc. off the perimeter. Florida so far has done a great job guarding those back cuts. Anthony for 3, and they can't get one to go down. Casey Hill down the lane and puts it in.
Casey Hill is just raw talent, just waiting to be developed out there. That shows you he almost lost control of the ball, still had a handle on it, recovered, laid it up and in.
Hill, a McDonald's All-American a year ago coming out of high school. Allen down the lane, and he gets that one to go. A much-needed basket for the Spiders.
Oh, strong move by Allen to the basket. That helps get him on the board. Take the pressure off.
5-point lead for Florida. Devon Walker has checked into the game. And Florida here looks to build on the 5-point lead. Out on the baseline, it's Finney-Smith. Richmond playing a little matchup zone, it would appear themselves. Patrick Young, they look to double team him. Young lowered the shoulder and got the foul.
Offensive foul. Tried to go baseline with it, ducked that shoulder, made that hard contact, knocked him down. The Gators are playing with what they call 4 out, 1 in. I still think as we look at this, they've got to get the ball in and play down. There's a look at Hill taking it to the basket. What a great move by him.
Again, that's something that Florida has 4 or 5 different guys that can go to the basket and score like that. Richmond checks Trey Davis back into the basketball game, one of their starters, and Florida again shows the token full court pressure. They will try to double team near midcourt against the smaller Anthony. Just to harass Richmond enough in the backcourt, right?
Probably also just to wear him down physically. Richmond's not that deep on the bench.
Davis on the right block against big Patrick Young, and he forced that up, and Florida clears easily with Hill. Gators get it in the corner. 3 ball is no good from Yaget, but Young got it to Prather, and he puts it in. Second chance points by the big bodies, and Richmond the other way. Again, they want to remain deliberate, but the farther that they fall behind really goes against that strategy, does it not?
Yeah, they've got to be careful here that they don't give up a couple more baskets without scoring, or it's going to get separated, and they're going to have problems.
Sparrow on the right side. Again, they work the shot clock down under 10. Terry Allen will try to make something happen, and the Gators took it from him. Spin move, and it's taken away from Devon Walker.
The Gators' man defense has just been outstanding in the help position, to double the ball going to the basket.
There's a block shot by Hill, but Wilbekin couldn't save it, and the Gators active everywhere on the defensive end, and that gives us timeout on the floor. Florida early on in command in Gainesville.